Did you know there's a geological wonder in Virginia that's so incredible? Thomas Jefferson once called it the most sublime of nature's works. I'm talking about Natural Bridge, a towering limestone arch that rises 215 feet above a crystal-clear creek. And today I'm going to show you why this hidden gem absolutely deserves a spot on your travel bucket list. What makes Natural Bridge so special isn't just its size, though standing beneath this massive stone archway will definitely make you feel like an ant. This isn't some man-made tourist trap or engineered marvel. This is pure, raw nature at its finest, carved over millions of years by the patient hands of water and time. And here's the crazy part. You can actually walk on top of it without even realizing you're crossing one of America's most spectacular natural bridges. Let me paint you a picture of what you're about to experience. Imagine driving down Route 11 in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley, surrounded by rolling green hills and farmland. You pull into what looks like a modest visitor center, pay your admission fee, and start walking down a paved trail through the woods. The anticipation builds as you descend deeper into the gorge, hearing the gentle sounds of Cedar Creek flowing somewhere below. Then suddenly, you round a corner and bam, there it is. This massive stone cathedral arch stretching across the gorge like something out of a fantasy movie. The limestone walls tower above you, covered in green moss and ferns, while sunlight filters through the canopy, creating an almost magical atmosphere. Your first instinct is probably going to be the same as mine. You'll just stand there with your mouth open, trying to process the sheer scale of what you're looking at. But here's where Natural Bridge gets even more fascinating. This isn't just a pretty rock formation with a good Instagram backdrop. This place is absolutely steeped in history and legend. Native American tribes, particularly the Monacan people, considered this bridge sacred long before European settlers arrived. They called it the Bridge of God. And honestly, when you're standing underneath it, you can totally understand why they saw it as a divine creation. Now here's a story that'll blow your mind. In 1774, a young surveyor named George Washington actually climbed up the walls of the gorge and carved his initials into the stone. Yeah, that George Washington, the guy who would later become our first president. Those initials are still there today, about 25 feet up the wall, and you can actually see them during your visit. How incredible is it that you can see graffiti left by the father of our country over 250 years ago? But Washington wasn't the only famous American to fall in love with this place. Thomas Jefferson was so captivated by Natural Bridge that he actually bought it from King George III in 1774 for 20 shillings. 20 shillings! That's like paying pocket change for one of the most spectacular natural wonders in America. Jefferson owned the bridge for over 50 years and even built a small cabin nearby where he would bring guests to marvel at what he considered one of nature's greatest masterpieces. The geological story behind Natural Bridge is just as captivating as its human history. Scientists believe this arch formed over hundreds of millions of years through a process called chemical weathering. Cedar Creek originally flowed over the top of this limestone plateau, but over time, the slightly acidic water slowly dissolved the rock, carving deeper and deeper until it eventually broke through, creating the tunnel we see today. What's left is essentially the roof of an ancient underground river system that collapsed everywhere except this one incredibly strong section. Here's what really sets Natural Bridge apart from other natural attractions: the variety of experiences you can have in one visit. Sure, you can take the classic walk down to view the bridge from below, which is absolutely breathtaking and should definitely be your first stop. But there's so much more to explore. The Monacan Indian Living History exhibit gives you incredible insight into the native peoples who first called this area home. You'll learn about their daily lives, their spiritual connection to the land, and their rich cultural traditions that span thousands of years. If you're visiting during the warmer months, make sure to stick around for the Drama of Creation light show. Every evening after sunset, they project this incredible multimedia presentation onto the bridge itself, telling the story of its formation with lights, music, and narration. Watching this massive limestone arch come alive with colored lights while learning about the forces that shaped it over millennia is genuinely one of the most moving experiences I've ever had at a natural attraction. The hiking opportunities around Natural Bridge are also fantastic. The Lace Falls Trail takes you to a delicate 30-foot waterfall that cascades down the gorge walls like a bridal veil. The Cedar Creek Trail lets you follow the same waterway that carved the bridge, and you'll discover smaller rock formations, caves, and swimming holes along the way. For photography enthusiasts, Natural Bridge offers incredible opportunities throughout the day. Early morning visits reward you with soft, golden light filtering through the forest canopy. Midday shots showcase the dramatic contrast between the dark stone arch and the bright sky above. And if you time your visit right, you might catch some incredible sunset colors reflecting off the limestone walls. What truly makes Natural Bridge a must-see destination is how it manages to be simultaneously humbling and inspiring. Standing beneath this ancient arch, you can't help to feel connected to the incredible forces that shaped our planet and the generations of people who have stood in this exact same spot, feeling that same sense of wonder and awe that you're experiencing right now.